This is WNT9 RADIO, and I am Bro.Ntelek. This week we have a good brother of mine on the line with us. We go a long way back. Brother, please introduce yourself.
About that, it's Nuwaupian, Dre The Barber, always known, better known as Ray. And it's a pleasure and an honor to be on the radio show with my good brother Intellect 9.
No doubt, man. It's been a while since we actually kicked it, man. What you been up to, man? Working hard, and I'm sure you're working hard because that's the nature of you, man. You always been a hard worker, man. But what's going on with you, man? Musically.
Thank you for that, brother. I appreciate that, man. I've been making music for like 15, 20 years, man. And I never stop. I love it. It's a part of me. It's a part of who I am. And a lot of my music, I've incorporated, Nuwaupu and the doctrine of Nuwaupu because I really feel that it's right for my soul, it's right for my spirit, and I feel that it's needed in this world, especially with this music industry, because the music industry, everything they're talking about right now is just pretty much negativity. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's all about drug dealers and killing and murdering and you know what I'm saying? Like any of the evil you could think about, that's what it's all about now. So the WAPO is the positive message where it's adverse to the evil forces and it's necessary. It's about us loving one another and uniting, moving together as one. You know what I'm saying? Not having to if we want to build homes, we build our own homes. We don't have to pay nobody nothing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
If we want to drink water, we naturally go and get water. We ain't got to pay nobody nothing for it. Like really being in tune with nature, how it's intended to be. You know what I'm saying? We don't supposed to be paying people for real estate. The planet is a gift, nature to us, and the only reason why we don't have that natural interaction is because of our disunity, not working together. We don't even think we're one species anymore.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
We don't even look at it. If you got the bears in nature, you got lions, you got tigers, they all at least know that they are part of the same species. You know what I'm saying? With us, when they threw the last names on us like Smith and Thomas.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
All these different names. It's like now we really believe it. We really, really believe it. And when we see another brother, if I take a trip on a plane to like Haiti, Jamaica, or Africa, and I go see brothers over there, 9 times out of 10 the response would be that's not really family like that. You know what I'm saying? That is strangers.
Wow.
So it's got to be like where if we travel anywhere around the world, when we all look in each other's eyes, you know what I'm saying? We see that glow of love and respect, just knowing we're the same species, like animals do.
No doubt.
Nature.
No doubt.
You know what I mean? So we really been taken away from that.
Damn, bro. I mean, you just took it somewhere.
Yeah,
You just took it somewhere, man.
Man.
That's real talk, though. I mean, that's real, man. And but I'm just saying that's a very, very powerful point you touched on, man. We did a show on Tamaray. We was doing a song called "God in the Flesh." In the 90s, and it was the late 90s. I know that. You had came on. Who was it? Me, you, Kush, Jalal, Fuddle, Sakina. That whole crew. Who else was? I can't remember who else was with us, man.
Yeah, you got it. You named them.
Yeah. And I mean those was like. I thought times when we was in the community further back, in the early 90s. In the late 80s, I thought those were like, times that could never be, replaced. But it seems like each experience and each journey, man, that you on with different groups of people, on your Nuwaupian journey, it's just beautiful, man. And that was a real good time, even though it wasn't, for me, it wasn't my beginning, but it was still a beautiful time, man. And I remember when we went down to Tamaray to perform, man, that experience was crazy, man. It was crazy. It was crazy, man. But this is not my interview, so I'm interviewing you. I want to know. I want to know. Do you remember that, man?
Well, I mean, to tell you the truth, man, it was a lot of things over the years that I can't capture the memories of everything, but I'll tell you the things I do remember. And one of them is one of the first times I remember meeting you was I was living in the tab on Bushwick. You used to come there for classes. You know what I'm saying? And we were, after the classes was done, everybody would build, you know what I'm saying? And I think that's how our relationship first formed. And at that time, that's when I was propagating every day. I used to propagate in Harlem, in the Bronx,
right,
in Queens, and when you had went down that time to perform, I didn't perform with you.
Okay.
You was already doing your music thing. At that time, I wasn't really into music that much. But you was performing that time, and I remember in the performance, it was something like, what was it? Well, it was like did you have a mattress on the
Oh my goodness, bro! You gonna pull it out the bag, huh? Yeah.
stage?
We took a pillow, and from the hotel we took a pillow, man, and a sheet, and put it over the brother, man, and the sister, and it was the intro. You know what I'm saying? We was doing a safe sex intro.
Yeah. Oh man, that was like, see, and that's what to tell you the truth, that's what I remember. Out of all the, you know what I'm saying, all the things that went down over the years, that's one of the things that stuck out in my mind. So that showed me that you know something about creating a performance that stays in people's minds over the years. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's what artists want to do. That's what musicians aim for, to put something in your mind that experience will last for years. And that was a long time ago, you know what I mean?
Well, I mean, that's definitely something that we wanted to forget because Pops kicked our butt the next day on that joint, man. You know.
We went back to the tab and there was a little talk about it, but I'm just saying it's something it's something that stuck out that I remember.
Yeah.
I remember the back flag on it. I definitely do. But what I also wanted to say is for that will be listening that doesn't know, never been to the land. Like, it was such a beautiful place that
man.
It's sad that a lot of people won't even get to see it. But for the people that never experienced, let me tell you, it was amazing. You know what I'm saying? We had pyramids up. You know what I'm saying? All of our monuments, and it was just like Egypt being resurrected with the real original Egyptians. You know what I'm saying? Like the genes of the same people back again. You know what I mean? That was powerful. It was so powerful. I mean, I went personally about, I could say, under 10 times. I don't know the exact number, but somewhere, between 1 and 10 times, I went down to the land. Every time, it was amazing. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was peaceful, very peaceful. It had the own tone coming from the pyramid. You know what I'm saying? Which was keeping you alive as you walk around the land.
Right.
I caught a few performances where we was out there playing the drums. You know what I'm saying?
Man. Yeah.
To early in the morning. It was amazing, man. It was really amazing. It was like paradise on earth. It was really like paradise on earth.
Wow.
That's what we really want. That's what we want as our land. That's how we want to live. That's what we want as our lifestyle. But there's beings or people here that don't want that for us, and it's natural for them to do that because nature created them to do that, you know what I mean? So it's not like they're not doing what they're supposed to do.
Right.
It's just that, the beings, I guess it becomes for the positive beings that want to live with paradise on earth. It becomes a burden for them because it's hard for them to fight against negative forces being loving and peaceful.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, that's real.
You know
That's
so that's what we really aiming for. We just want to live, like, have that paradise that we had in Tamaray. We want the whole planet like that. We want the whole planet Tamaray. You know what I mean?
Wow.
But we always gonna have these negative forces because of the supreme balancement. You know, we got the positive and the negative, and that supreme balancement, and it's hard for us to accept as the beings that strive for positive, and we're all about love and positivity and peace. It's sometimes hard to deal with that burden of, you know, the opposite end of the spectrum.
Right.
That seems like the eternal battle.
It's bugged out that you use the term planet, you know, because that's something that when I had got a card from Pops, and that's what he said in the card. Man, he said, the removal of the so-called devil is not just a town or a city, you know, or a state, but actually the planet. You know what I'm saying? So when you said that, it just brought me right back to what Pops is talking about. He talking about getting rid of all this negativity off the planet, man. So that's, you know, it's not just a certain city or town, man. He talking about the planet. You know, live in a world where, you know, the origin of Tamaray exists, man. And you're right. It was definitely it was heaven, man. And on another occasion, matter of fact, that same night we performed, man. He had invited me to kick it with him, and we sat down, and you know, he was having some oysters and. You know what I'm saying? But he definitely said, man, he just looked and said, man, it sure feels good to be in heaven. You know, and I was just like, and I never saw it like that, you know, prior to him saying that. I never saw it like that. But when he said it, I looked around, and I was like, damn. I was like, yo, it makes sense now. And now it makes sense, you know. Before it was just like a playground, man, a beautiful playground to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, this is positive. You know, that was my first take of it. But after sitting with Pops, and he just said those few words, man, about, you know, sure it feels good to be in heaven. I was like, yo, this is really heaven on earth, man. You know what I'm saying? Really heaven on earth. Your music career, you say you wasn't really into music that much, man, then you must just be a natural, bro, because you came out flying, man, smoking, bro. So I mean, I don't know, man. You might just be humble when you saying that, man. It had to been some years, many years of work put in. That's how it seemed, man, because you know you just jumped right in, man, like when jokers is jumping rope, bro. You know what I'm saying? Double Dutch contest.
I was heavy into music before I got into Nuwaupian, and when I moved into the tab and I was propagating every day, I did that for about 2 years. Okay. And eventually, you know, I sort of gave up on my people because I would be out there every day, and you know what I'm saying, like people really wasn't interested, to tell you the truth. Like a lot of people, and I was
in your music.
No, when I was talking about when I was propagating.
When you was propagating, okay.
Yeah, and I'm on the streets, and I got the books, and you know what I'm saying, I'm trying to push it. You know, I went through a lot of experiences in there that really did something to my spirit. You know what I'm saying? So it kind of, you know, it made me feel like if everybody, you know, is not really trying to listen to what I gotta say, I'm like, why am I out here pushing so hard to try to do this? You know what I'm saying? So eventually, I got, you know. I moved when I moved into the tab. I slowed down on the music. Wasn't doing it as much. When I moved back out, I kind of went real hard with it because I said I couldn't really get them on the street. But one thing is my music, I could get them from music. You know what I'm saying? So I went extremely hard with studying and trying to convey the message in a way that I could really make it simple for people to understand it, and then I don't have to debate you about it.
Right. No doubt.
No doubt. I mean? Like, I could just say what I gotta say and then step off the record.
Right.
You know what So that became a different approach, which I enjoyed, and I made like over 100 songs. I put it up on YouTube.
Wow.
And
That's big.
yeah, it was all in the spirit of not making money. It was just all in the spirit of sun cycle, you know what I'm saying? The time where, you know, we become the rulers on the planet again. You know what I'm saying? It was all about that. And I did that for a long time. So I definitely been in music for a long time. To tell you just a little bit about my musical background, when I was 11 years old, my great grandmother, she put me in a church, and she got me a piano teacher, and she had me playing piano in a church that she went to two churches that were her main churches, but she was a missionary, so she traveled over to many different churches. She had a great spirit, great heart.
Wow.
And at 10, 11 years old, she put me into piano lessons, and within like a year or two, she had me in the church playing for Sunday school and the choir and stuff like that. And she really moved me up.
Right.
In the church, having a piano background. So eventually, I started playing for a church for a few years, and in Bayside, Queens, where I grew up at, that's what I was pretty much known for. The church organist or pianist.
Wow, man. Look at that, bro. I never knew that, man. Wow. Wow, man. Wow.
A lot of that goes into the Nuwaup, where all of the production, producing music, it has to do with, my piano background.
Wow.
And then the poetry aspect, that's just like my soul. There's something in my soul that when I was around that age, around 10, 11, I started playing piano. When I looked at Rap City and BET, I got so attracted to like Kumo D, Africa Bambaataa, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Big Daddy Kane, Rakim, you know what I mean? Salt and Pepper.
Pioneers, man.
Even Kid and Play back in the day when I was a child. And one of my big influences was MC Hammer.
Wow.
Which a lot of people don't know.
Wow.
When I was a child, MC Hammer was really like the big thing to me. You know what I mean? And still to this day, he has an effect on my rhymes and what I say and stuff like that.
Now that's something I never would ever detect. Yeah. Wow.
He was a big influence on me. And that is just a little bit of my musical background, and with the poetry and the rhymes and stuff like that, I don't know, that's just like, it's something in my soul, you know what I'm saying? Like the poetic part of me. And it's just not me, it's something with us where we're so, as a people, we're so in tune with music, sounds, and stuff like that. It's just like naturally a part of us, you know what I mean? There's like really no distinction between it.
Right.
We are like vibrations and sounds.
No doubt.
And
No doubt.
we're totally connected with it. So it's really been a huge part of my life,
Wow.
And, one thing I wanted to say is that when I was growing up, I was taught that, everybody came from Adam and Eve, and I think a lot of people, when they was growing up around my time, that was the norm.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
For a lot of generations. But coming to Nuwaupu and growing through Nuwaupu and understanding the teachings of Dr.York, he opened me up to what reality is. And even though it's been, I would say, about 15 years, 20 years into studying the knowledge, now I still really know that people don't understand what the gist of what's going on of life. You know what I mean? And it stems, we got to go back to that Adam and Eve story and accept that wasn't really the truth.
Right.
The beginning was and how things really are.
Right.
Realistically, there are many different planes in the all, and on these different planes, you have higher beings on higher planes, and you got lower beings on lower planes, and we're somewhere in the middle of all that. And as what our goal is, what we shoot for, is we shoot to move up, to move up on the higher levels, and make our way all the way back going to the lower levels. You know, you just got to accept that. You can't, this is personal. Everybody's on their own personal journey.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? There's beings that's going to go to the lower levels. There's nothing you can do about it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
No doubt.
And where our focus is going to the higher levels. So regardless of the situations that happen in our lifetime and what we're experiencing and how hard it gets and frustrating it gets, our goal is still to keep going, moving up towards the higher plane.
Right.
And
right.
be more positive regardless of what goes on. You can't, this is what I say to myself all the time in my meditations, I can't, control all of these things that's out of my control. I think that was a frustrating thing for me a long time because I definitely wanted to see all of my people, regardless if we call Haitian, Jamaican, African American, you know what I'm saying? Whatever term we give, I want to see all my people in one mind, one spirit, and one soul, and doing exactly what nature intends us to be.
Right.
And that's just like the main thing that if I could convey to people to try to give a little inspiration and motivation, if I can, that's what I would want to say to do that.
Well, you definitely, you put it in better words than I could have put it. This is WNT9 RADIO, and we on the line with my brother Dre, man. Dre The Barber, man. What's going on with the barber part of your name, man? What's up with that, man?
Oh, that's another part of my story.
Yeah, come on, man.
I used to cut hair for a long time, man. I cut hair on Jamaica Avenue, on Flatbush in Brooklyn, and in Bayside in Queens on Northern.
Wow.
And one of the times right there, working on Northern, I bumped into LL Cool J up the block at the gas station.
Wow.
This gas. I'm like, LL, you pumped your own gas? Really?
Yeah.
He was nice.
Yo.
We was building on a few things and everything. But one thing about my musical past is that I've met a lot of different people at different times and bumped into them, and I don't know, it was just out of the ordinary. It just, some people say it's the law of attraction, where you constantly be thinking about something, you attracted like things and stuff.
Right.
Attracted a whole lot, like from Beyonce to Nas to French Montana and Fat Joe and Tony A.E.O. and who else? J.Ro the Damager, and the list goes on, man. Like just being in New York for most of my life and bumping into all these people.
Right.
It's just it wasn't nothing really for us to get together and do something musically, but it's just that I was bumping into people that was on the same path and kind of had a certain amount of success. You know what I'm saying? That I would love to see doing music. And right now with music, I feel that the arena is open where we don't have to even deal with that music industry. We can create our own music industry where it's just the people and us, where you got TuneCore nowadays, all of these independent sites where if you want to put your music through that's one way. But there's also, setting up like your own website and having your own music just flowing through your own website, doing your own shows, getting out there and bringing people together and having them support with merchandise. You come out with your own shows. The record labels is pretty much gonna go out of business because all they be doing anyway is using other outsources, using other companies to do things and make them look like a big company with different small subsidiaries under doing all the work. You know what I'm saying? And that's not falling any. It's not working anymore for artists because the artist needs that that promotion and that marketing that they put. They need a real concentrated focus on that. And the companies, they used to do it, but they don't really put too much of a focus on it because it seems like the theme of the music that they want to put out negative, and they totally, went away from, what was coming back in the 70s when that Sunsight was sparking and the hip hop was coming out then. It was very positive and very uplifting. I remember when I was young, we had the black medallions.
Right.
On it.
Right.
Everybody was wearing it.
Everybody. Right.
I knew nothing about nothing. I wasn't at that age. I didn't have no knowledge. It was just about playing basketball and football.
Right.
But I noticed everybody was rocking those medallions.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? It was like if you didn't have one, you wasn't in the loop.
Sure. You wasn't proud to be who you were. You wasn't proud of your culture and your heritage if you didn't have an African piece on. You know what I'm saying?
You remember that, huh?
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. We have some off-air conversations about, where we going with, the rebirth of Planet Rock music, you know what I mean, with Africa Bambaataa. And, we definitely got some real big things coming up in 2017, man. And it'll be good to definitely have you plugged into all of that, man, and bringing not just what you may know, but your frequency is what's important, man, to us, man. Your frequency, man, how you move, man, and how you think, you know what I'm saying? That's major, man, because, to be trusted, I mean, man, to be trusted is such a wonderful thing, man, to actually be able to say, I trust his judgment, man. You know what I mean? Not I don't believe his judgment. I trust his judgment, man. This is somebody who keeps doing the same thing over and over, no matter what comes in front of him. You know what I mean? He's gonna hurdle it, and if he gets tripped up while he's hurdling, he's gonna get up, man. I can guarantee you that Dre the Barber gonna get up, man. You know what I'm saying? So I can trust that. I can trust that above whatever. So if you're in a situation, whatever anybody might say about you, if there was anything that ever came towards you, whether it be true or false, the one thing that I can say is that Dre gonna be good. He gonna be all right. You know what I'm saying? Because you ain't gonna keep him down too long. You know what I'm saying? So, that's somebody that I want on my team, and I want to be on their team. You know what I'm saying? Because, I'm not tooting my own horn, but I'm built the same way, man. Like, I ain't gonna stay down too long. And Pops taught us that. You know what I'm saying? Partner Bab taught us that, man. So, yeah, man. I wanna bring you back, man, and discuss some things more in depth about, your internal affairs. With all of your Nuwaupian experiences, man. We've been on for a little minute, and but I think because we brothers and we know each other, we might have got a little sidetracked, but it's all good, man. We want to definitely bring you back, man. This is WNT9 RADIO. Anything you wanted to shout out before? Anybody want to shout out? Anything you want to say before we go?
I wanted to say, I wanted to send a message that even though there's these evil forces are powerful on the planet Earth, and they make it seem like it's impossible for us to do what we naturally want to do, which is just live peacefully and in harmony. You know what I'm saying? And have a wonderful life. Let's not let them like destroy our entire experience here. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
There's still positive things that's happening every day. Like new babies are being born every day, and when you look in a baby's eyes, you can just see beauty. You can see a joy that is that you can't put into words. You know what I mean? So there's still beautiful things happening every day, and we gotta, as a whole, we gotta sort of, we always have a positive outlook or a negative outlook. Let's just, lean more towards the positive outlook at all the time, because the negative forces, they doing what nature intends them to do.
Right.
So this is their own point, pretty much.
No doubt.
They doing what they supposed to do. So it's just for us to not going on their side, stay on what we're doing, and enjoy some of the beauty of life, because there is in all of the midst of the turmoil,
wow, that's powerful, man. Basically, create and distribute positivity and more than you look for it. You know what I mean? If you producing it yourself, then you're bound to see it, you know, in the universe and coming back at you. You know what I mean? Now let me ask you before we get out of here, man. We always pose this question to each and every one we interview. In the event that partner Bab Yanoon is actually listening to this show, in this segment of our talk radio show, man, any words coming from yourself to him, what would it be, man? If you had an opportunity to speak, like right now, to partner Bab, what would you say? What would it be?
I mean, I wouldn't even make it a long out speech. I would make it very short and simple. And I would say thank you for the great influence you've had on my personal life and on me as a person, for teaching me everything you've taught me, you know, from bringing me out of going down the path of destruction back to a path of, you know, where I need to be headed on the path of perfection. You know, I humbly thank you, you know, I really do from the bottom of my heart. And I know that you're extremely powerful being. Most of these people don't even know how powerful you are. You know, they have no idea how powerful you are. And I know that, you know, there's a plan in place for everything. So I just, you know, I humbly, sincerely thank you for what you've done for me and for my people as a whole. And that would be it. That's what I would tell the Master T. I love you, you know.
Wow.
That's real. I love you from my heart, from my soul.
Yeah, man. I appreciate that, man. One of the things that I was able to speak to a brother about when I mentioned you, I said, yo, man, I heard from Dre, man, and he was like, oh yeah. I said, yeah, man, it's been a minute, man. He was tripping too because he haven't heard from you in quite a while. And one of the things that it felt good, and I didn't realize it though, but it felt good to be able to say, he asked how you doing, of course, and I said, man, the brother, the first thing I said was he's matured a lot, man. I said, yo, you know, Dre was never really like a no nonsense, you know, dude. Like he never really was like a clown or nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? But he really matured, man. I just heard it in the conversation that we just had shortly. The brother has really matured, and it just feels good to be, you know, in association with, you know, him now that he's getting wiser and older, you know, and a lot of us, man, you know, we around each other when we young and, you know, we fiery, you know what I'm saying? And you know what I'm saying? But when we make that, you know, that transition to another, you know, place and time, you know what I mean? Like this is what, maybe like 17, maybe like 18 years later, you know what I'm saying? You know, it's just a good feeling, man, to know that you're okay, know that you're doing well, and to know that you haven't lost grip in sight of who you are and what the master teacher has done for you. You know what I mean? that's just powerful, man. And I would tell you this on or off air, any day, anytime. You know what I'm saying? Like I've always felt, you know, your compassion for the master teacher and for yourself, man, and your family and who you are. You know what I'm saying? Yo, and I'm one of the brothers who have no problem with finding words, you know, to pass on to the brother or the sister that I'm talking to that I feel compassionate about. So definitely, man, from me to you, from Bro.Ntelek, from everybody here at WNT9 RADIO, and from all those brothers and sisters who know you, man, you know, we all saying, Dre, we love you, bro. You know what I'm saying? We love you, man. We thank you, man. And I look forward to doing some work with you, man. So we just stay on the line, and I'm going to just shout out WNT9 Radio, and we'll be back next week with another guest. I don't know if we're going to do part 2, bro, if you're available, you know what I'm saying? Because we still got some things we really need to just get into. But thank you, man. Thank you for sending that message out to Partner Bad, bro. That was real heavy and sincere. Appreciate that, man.
Thank you, man. You greatly appreciate it, brother. Yeah.
Thank you, man. WNT9 Radio. Peace.
listening to WNT9 Radio.